Hello, Contrarians, listeners, watchers, subscribers. Here we are with the warm-up for Rob Zombie movie that we never thought we would have to cover on the show, except then Alex made us have to cover it when he put it out as a punishment for me if we reach a certain amount of donations on last year's Livestream for The Cure, which, by the way, I'm sporting the t-shirt because now we have our slot for this year's Livestream for The Cure. So if you want to be part of the fun, it's going to be on Saturday, May 17th, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be there for an hour. We'll have a separate YouTube video where we tell you what exactly we're doing. Last year, we did Disney movies and we sang. We are not doing that this year, but it will be just as fun, if not even more fun. But like I said, we hit one of our tiers, and that meant that we had to do 3 from Hell on the show, and that's what we've done. So if you check our main feed of the podcast, you'll see Contrarians Corner and Real Talk for 3 from Hell, the finale, maybe, to the Firefly family saga. It's rotten, so we say really nice things about it.
I guess it's still like a door. Yeah, I hope so. We can only hope it's the finale.
You don't know. I mean, yeah. It's going to be like the before series, right? Every 10, 15, 20 years, Rob Zombie brings them all back, and then they just improvise a movie.
And the last one, they're just extremely resentful of each other.
Yes. That's the one where Otis and Baby really get into it, and they break up. But anyway,
it's your fucking fault. I am the way I am. You know, it's Bill Moseley getting his big speech.
We will talk about Bill Moseley. We talked about Bill Moseley a lot on the main episode, along with everybody else in the cast, including Sherry Moon Zombie, who definitely takes the spotlight in this movie, for better or for worse.
Yeah, she does something.
So on this warm-up video, as usual, we're going to give you some extra Rotten Tomatoes quotes, some extra trivia. We're going to talk about the trailer, and of course the Josh Gad Minute, all put here with the best of intentions. Just saying that in case Rob Zombie stumbles across this video. I don't want to, get on his bad side. So, Alex, let's get started. I have some quotes for you, and we're going to start, as usual, with the consensus. 58% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's higher than, the most rotten stuff that we've done, but still green splotch. The consensus says 3 from Hell may be of interest to fans of the trilogy, but those not already on board with Rob Zombie's gory saga will find little to lure them in here.
Very curious of the person that this was their entry point with Rob Zombie.
Yeah, how do you wander into 3 from Hell not having seen Devil's Rejects or House of 1,000 Corpses? You're just dating somebody that's a big fan, and they guess they bring you over.
Are you one of those people that just see something? Even again, it's not like it's on Netflix or something, so you'd have to have Shudder But yeah, I don't know. Go to a Redbox and just fucking play roulette, I guess.
Do you think maybe some people thought it was a sequel to From Hell with Johnny Depp?
I mean, stranger things have happened,
They're like, oh, I saw 1 from Hell, and this is 3 from Hell. It's probably Johnny Depp. 2 other 90s actors. Anyway, first rotten quote comes from John Tones from Spinoff, who says, a film that should serve as a warning to Rob Zombie to start finding some evolutions in his storytelling so as to not fall into too much repetition. Full review in Spanish. Who's warning Rob Zombie?
Got some bad news for you, brother.
You've actually seen interviews with Rob Zombie, and you've read interviews with Rob Zombie. Does he strike you as an aggressive guy, like somebody that would... No, right? I haven't even seen that, but I think just whenever I've heard you talk about him and other people talk about him, he seems pretty laid back considering the kind of movies that he makes. So,
I'm not here to at all promote Joe Rogan's platform, but I remember watching the episode when this is
pre-Trump.
Yeah, like a long time ago. At least 6 or 7 years ago when Rob Zombie was on Rogan's podcast. It was pretty fascinating because they clearly really had no idea of what the other did. But Rob Zombie doesn't have to know that he was asked to be on this dude's show. You think Joe Rogan would have done a little bit of research and the questions he asked them are so, you and I would have a much more interesting set of what were you thinking questions for Rob Zombie.
I would
But
fucking hope so. We've seen most of his movies by now.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point. But I'm playing like into what you asked. In even that situation, he's just kind of like really level-headed, and he finds ways to kind of make interesting like analogies and share interesting like anecdotes along the way and whatnot. So yeah, it is kind of funny for how aggressive his subject matter is. He's not one of those guys that you see and he doesn't like grab his dick and flick the camera off, and you would think of him as being like some kind of character from Borat or something, but he's not like that.
Okay, because when I hear somebody like John Tones, I guess if it's Spanish, maybe it's John Tones, but saying this should serve as a warning to Rob Zombie, how does he take that warning?
I think he's doing all right. Yeah.
All right. What else? Next, Steve Newton from earlofnewt.com says, the coolest thing by far is the inclusion on the soundtrack of 3 songs from the James Gang's 1973 Bang album, featuring Tommy Bolin on guitar. I don't know any of these names or recognize them. You, Alex, maybe do? Do you know James Gang's 1973 Bang album?
No. But I did tell you Terry Reid, the closing song, Faith to Arise is the name of it. And with a lot of Rob Zombie's movies, I'm a big fan of the music he uses.
Would you put him against Cameron Crowe when it comes to soundtracks?
I do love Cameron Crowe, but he's never used the Ramones in a movie he made.
Yet.
Well, yeah, I guess we'll see.
He'll come back. We're going to close with Felix Vasquez Jr. from Cinema Craze, who says, sputters out in the finale, watching like a middling, forced overlong sequel rather than the epic final stand of the Firefly clan.
Brothers on the complete opposite wavelength from me.
But even if you like the stuff in Mexico, do you feel that is anywhere near as epic as if the finale for the Firefly clan had been the ending of Devil's Rejects?
No, man, peaked on the phone with that dude.
Yeah.
Like it's just not. He's not going to get better than that. And potential bits aside, and like what I think is, his best movie. It is weird. Like, why would you make that movie and then think you have to make a sequel to it? It's very strange.
He just likes challenging himself, maybe.
I guess so.
Like, there's no way that I've done my best work yet.
To be fair, his Halloween in 2007 ended with Michael getting shot in the face with a fucking Magnum, and then, he lived. So Rob Zombie does not play by your mortal rules.
And you know what else? Much like 3 from Hell, his first Halloween, is basically 2 movies. Because you have
very, very true
childhood, and then so maybe that's something he just does. Let's talk about the trailer, Alex. A little bit of trailer chatter.
Brother, what the fuck makes you think that Sid Haig's in this whole movie?
Right. I had my 2 big questions were: do you think people could tell that Sid Haig was only in like 1 scene? And the answer, I guess, by what you just said, is no. Because I couldn't tell. Maybe I'm already influenced by having watched the movie. The second one is, do you think the trailer gives you an accurate portrayal of what Sherry Moon Zombie's performance is going to be in the movie?
No. Nothing can prepare you for that. But it does hilariously, the verbiage or the text on the screen tells you that Rob Zombie brings a new masterpiece in horror.
Yes.
The wording says so. Yeah, it's obviously not a theatrical trailer because this movie, you can listen to the episode, had a very its theatrical release was like a gimmick. Like it was like it was literally a Fathom event. But so this would have been like on DVDs or I guess just straight to YouTube or whatever the fuck. But yeah, it
literally says like exclusively on Shudder. So
okay,
you couldn't get it unless Shudder had its own YouTube channel to promote this.
But yeah, it's a whole lot of and then when you actually watch the movie, it does nothing to establish like why they're in Mexico. Richard Brake is not really at all mentioned in like there's a shot of him going, "Ow!" but like
That's
aside
it.
from that, he's not in the trailer at all. It's like he is one of the 3 from hell.
Well, do you think that they were afraid that people would go into the movie with negative vibes if they knew that Sid Hay was getting replaced?
Pretty sure the poster also was
I think just the 3 of them walking towards the camera. Or am I thinking of Devil's Rejects?
that's Devil's Rejects.
Okay.
No, Richard Brake's on the poster for 3 from Hell, which is fashioned I think was it Helter Skelter, the way it's laid out here. Yeah, this definitely makes you think it's gonna be like the old band rides again. And it very annoyingly they feature the line from the movie that's like, why? Where they're like, doctors give them a 1 in 1,000,000% chance, to survive.
Well, they know that people are going to be wondering, what the fuck is this? I
Yeah,
seldom die. So that's literally
rightfully so.
yeah, the first thing that the trailer takes care of is telling you, yes, it is a sequel. Yes, we're just saying that they survived getting shot 20 times each. So in that sense, I guess they took care of just that loose end right away. I like that they give you the little trailer moments from Otis. They actually kind of feature Bill Moseley having fun. When does he say, "Hello, America, did you miss me?"
Yeah,
I mean, that kind of makes you want to watch the movie.
I guess.
If you think that that's gonna be it, right? If it's just gonna be Bill Moseley giving trailer lines to the camera, I'm like, sure, because that's the thing. This only takes up like, I don't know, 10 15 minutes of the movie, tops, maybe even less. The whole the media is obsessed with them and they have fans and whatever. That just it's a third of the trailer, but it's just a minuscule part of the movie. And so if I'd watched the trailer, I would have thought that maybe that's what the movie was going to be about. And like we said in the episode, there's a lot more natural born killers in that sense.
Yeah,
But that's not really what happens. So misdirection from Roberto Zombirelli. So
gets you off the trail.
yeah, what doesn't get you off the trail is that they show you the end of the movie. Kind of. I mean, you don't know you're watching it when it happens, but them burning that dude.
Yeah,
It's the end of the trailer. It
it is.
shows you them walking away. So that was the trailer. Before we go to trivia, Alex, poor Josh Gad. Let's put him in this movie. It's a Josh Gad minute. I'm gonna replace.
I was like actively thinking about this. I was driving back from DFW today. And I was like actively thinking about this because I'm not doing any of this shit where he's in the first hour. I'm not doing any of that shit where he's like part of the torture scenario or anything. But I do want to give him a chance to be Josh Gad, be funny, and kind of like have moments to shine. So there's only one possible role. He's still gonna have to get killed because everyone does in this, but he's gonna take the role of Carlos, the guy who runs like and yes, you have to bend, and there's maybe going to be some like problematic like wardrobe and like accent and whatnot
in a Rob Zombie movie. No,
Richard Edson, the bellhop from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. As much as I appreciate him in this movie and getting some work, he's going to have to take it on the arches because Josh Gad's going to be the guy who, he's the pimp and he's the cook and he does all. He's the man. He's the Swiss Army man here.
He's the rat.
Exactly, because you could also buy Josh Gad in that role of just like, hey, they're here, motherfucker, come get them.
Alex, that entire introduction, I thought that we had the same idea, and that is that he has to be Clint Howard's character, the clown, because you said he gets to be funny.
But I don't want him in any of that shit. I don't want him in like. Josh Gad deserves better. Clint Howard deserves better, but fucking rent ain't cheap. Yeah, I don't want Gad anywhere near that first hour of the movie.
I understand, but I think it's his choice, Alex. So we'll put it up to him. I'll be like, hey, you can potentially get in trouble for playing a Mexican in the second half of the movie, or you can be in the nastier first half of the movie and be psychologically tortured and then eventually shot. Either way, it's not pretty, but Maybe he's always wanted to be a clown. We don't know.
Or you can go break the news to Richard Brake that he's not getting the role.
God, Josh Gad is one from hell.
Josh Gad is Winslow Foxworth Foxy Coltrane.
All right, Josh Gad, it's up to you. Let us know. Let us know which adventure you choose. It will be your own. Let's go to trivia, Alex. What do you have for me?
Not much. I mean, we talked about it a lot. Principal photography began on March 13th of 2018 and wrapped on April 10th. So pretty quick turnaround. The majority, I think all of this movie was filmed in LA. But
even the Mexico parts?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. But
I mean, well, to be fair, like the Mexico shit, like at the end, that all looks very much like a set. Like it's like a stage that they're on. They used a decommissioned women's prison as one of the filming locations. Post-production was postponed for 5 months to allow completion of Zombie and Marilyn Manson's tour together. I imagine they did some pretty good numbers on that. Because that was, I think, before, and I'm not saying this like jestingly, before Marilyn Manson was canceled or no, Evan.
He was not put away. I guess he was put away from our minds.
Evan Rachel Wood, is that her name? The girl from The Wrestler.
I mean, I think she was spearheading it. Yeah, but was just her and more, right?
Yeah. Like, but I remember like her being specific. Like, you know, one of the people that, yeah, exactly. Editing process began on September 11th, 2018. Bob, pick a different day, man. Come on. According to Rob Zombie, Sid Haig was going to have a larger role, but was unable to commit to the whole film due to his health issues. As a result, the script was rewritten to introduce Richard Brake's character to take his place. Haig died, from what I read, 5 days after the release of the movie. In line with that, if I can find this, Rob Zombie revealed in an interview that his original script featured a much larger role for Captain Spaulding. However, upon receiving word that Haig was in the hospital recovering from surgery, Zombie visited him at a rehabilitation center and was alarmed by the drastic change in his physique, most notably that he had lost so much weight. Zombie realized Haig's health was in serious question and was forced to reconsider Captain Spaulding's prominence in the story while keeping Haig in the film, as Lionsgate was going to shut down the film without Haig's involvement. After numerous rewrites, Zombie introduced the character Foxy Coltrane, played by frequent collaborator Richard Brake, as a way of filling in for the third Firefly family member without necessarily replacing Captain Spaulding altogether. It says ironically, but it sounds more like sadly to me. Zombie did not speak to Haig after he shot his role, and then he died, basically. Like,
I mean, yeah. I guess it could be ironic depending on your sense of humor, how attached you are to it. It does sound sad. Was it so Sid Haig never got to see the movie? You think? Do you have a Shudder account?
Well, one, I'm not sure how much he cared, but two, it's that is interesting though that they were like all or nothing. Like, I imagine the same situation, but it's Sherry Moon. They're like, we can't do it without her. You know?
That's Rob Zombie. That was his Rubicon.
He said, yeah, do not cross the Rubicon. I mean, so much of like this movie and its like story surrounding it is what we praise Rob Zombie for. It's just like, hey, I'm hanging out with this person again and making a movie with them. Of all like the IMDb shit that comes up sometimes, we've talked about this before, and those who watch these videos know I always find it kind of annoying when it's like, this person was previously in this movie with this person. It's the first time they've been on screen together since then. Or they'll make some like really asinine, very flimsy comparison or like through line to something. But I did like go, reading this one. Around 1 hour and 28 minutes in the film, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida plays. This was the same song requested by Bill Moseley's character Chop Top in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 when he goes and sees Stretch at the radio station, because I had to think about that, and it's like, yeah, he does say like In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. So
Does she play it? She doesn't, right?
No, because she's so freaked out because she tries to give him the tour. Like, here's stapler, here's pen, there's the door. Get out! And then Leatherface comes through, and
I have to ask. I thought about this while I was watching it. While I was watching the movie. If you have to pick one Bill Moseley performance / character, Otis or Chop Top?
I do love Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, but I do not like it as much as I like Devil's Rejects. And I think this kind of ties into like kind of the last bit of trivia because I wasn't really sure how to establish this, but like Bill Moseley is very solid in this, and part of it was from what I read and I understand, he told Rob Zombie, he's like, fucking calm down on this sexual assault shit, man. Like,
really?
He apparently was like not pleased with how much of it was in Devil's Rejects, and Bill's got to work, and I appreciate that, but you get involved in a movie, and you never know what the director's going to throw at you and whatnot, and he wasn't pleased with that. So, like, the worst in this movie, and we talk about in the episode, is like there's like an implication, but nothing that's like flat out, in your face about it. So, I guess that I was like, go Bill. But as far as Chop Top goes, that movie's just so insane that I think it could possibly exist without it. But back to the original point, like Devil's Rejects, and even in this, the delivery of some of those lines is so good. But like in he's truly haunting in Devil's Rejects when he does the I don't remember the guy's name from the Manson family, but he delivers the same line. I am the devil and I'm here to do the devil's work. I remember the first time I saw that movie, it was like, ooh, like, just like chills and shit.
They tried to do it again on this one, right? He said something like, I am Satan, or like they say, Satan's coming for you. It's like, Satan can't be coming for me. I am Satan. I'm butchering the line, but there is that moment.
We talk about the episode, the despair, like the not disparity, but the kind of unexpected nature of them being like ready-made TV stars as opposed to just like psychopaths that have like good like one-liners in the previous movies. Yeah. Said Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, a dude Tex says that I'm the devil, I'm here to do the devil's work. Nah, it was something dumber than that, or it was stupider than that, whatever Brad Pitt says. It's great. So Bill Moseley, yeah, I am a fan of his. And that is a tough question because I am a defender of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, but
I think his performance in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is the most memorable thing. I mean, the movie is memorable, whether you think it's good or bad.
Oh yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a good or a bad thing. Like, it's
him with the like hanger scratching his skull and eating it. It's just
he's a Nam vet,
Yeah.
He got back and country didn't take care of him. He's almost a sympathetic character. Anyway,
Stretch would disagree. All right. Well, that was.
They live on fair. They live on fair. As you can tell by our insistence in talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, 3 from Hell is a hell of a film.
Well, that was it. If you want to hear us talk fully about the movie Contrarians Corner Real Talk, just check the podcast feed. Watch the movie, don't watch the movie. I mean, I think if you've seen Devil's Rejects, you're kind of good. You'll be able to follow the conversation just from what we tell you, but you'll put yourself through it.
There's nothing like, also, if you're potentially on the fence, there's nothing that's like heavy spoilers that you will lose by listening to this first before you watch the film.
Yeah, we might make you, just decide. That our podcast will be the deciding factor on whether you watch it or not. Coming up next, we are sticking with the horror genre, but this time we're going to the other side of the world, Australia, as we tackle Jennifer Kent's first movie, The Babadook. Alex hasn't seen it. I saw it a long time ago when it came out. So check out The Babadook, and then it's super fresh, so we're going to be saying some negative things about it. And then we'll tell you how we really feel. That's how it plays. So watch The Babadook, maybe watch 3 from Hell, listen to the podcast episodes that are related to them, and just keep checking this channel for more stuff. And May 17th, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, Livestream for the Cure, the Contrarians. We'll be doing some stuff to raise money for cancer research, so do that too. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
But that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I will talk to you again soon.